traffic tactics. This one is interesting. This is what you are likely already trying to do in your content, and it's not working. So traffic tactics is where you post something that says, hey, join my membership, join my, take my free guide, or check out my webinar on Tuesday. You're already trying to drive traffic to something off of social media, or even an event that's scheduled on LinkedIn, or a live that's coming up on YouTube, whatever it is. You're already trying to drive traffic. The reason it's not working is because you've separated out why you're driving the traffic, like your goal, which is to drive the traffic to the thing, and why people need it. So this post is almost always created by the business owner because the business owner wants people to know about it, wants people to come, and wants people to buy at the thing. So the way that we're going to flip this is that, I always say it wrong, the traffic tactic. The tactic is actually to switch it and go, I know you were struggling with this thing. So we're going to take a piece of the playbook from the last post we did. I know you're struggling with this thing. What if you could have, and then name the 3 to 4 things that your resource, your website, your free webinar, your whatever it is, your paid program offers. And now you're saying, I know that you're struggling with this. I'm watching people really struggle right now. You don't have as much, you can't join the $15,000 membership program to skyrocket your business forward. What if you could get, for a fraction of the price, get really personalized mentorship for the next 3 months so that you can scale to that 6 or 7 figure business you're trying to build? So what we're doing is we're identifying the pain point again. And the way that I do this one, I don't usually talk about this. The way that I do this one is I will do, over the course of a couple of weeks, a few pain point posts so I can see which one people actually relate to the most. And then I use that in my messaging for whatever my traffic driving is. So I test the message as itself and go, I understand what you're going through. I understand the struggle. I understand the frustration. And so when I'm sending them to the free resource from the pain point breakdown, I am then using that to become the funnel for my traffic driving event or bigger thing or bigger buy-in. In the traffic buying one, the post that I'm doing for that, I'm taking the top messaging, the messaging that resonated the most, got the most views, got the most interactions, got the most questions on it. I'm using that messaging in my traffic driving post. And then what we're doing here is we're making sure that people understand that it is for them, what exactly they will get, and drive them that direction. And there's a couple of ways to do this when you're learning how to do it, because one of the ways that I often start business owners out, because they're like, no, I just want to sell the thing. And their mind switches again to creating a post that is all about their goals as the business owner, but you are serving your audience. So the post still needs to be from the perspective of your audience. So a test that I will do is I will have them record a webinar, and then I will cut that webinar up into pieces, either through articles, like I'll transcribe it and put it into articles on LinkedIn. And then we're driving traffic to just that article and that information. And at the bottom of that is going to be the whole thing. They can watch the whole video, or I will do cuts of video. And then at the top of the video, I'll say, watch the whole episode here if it's a podcast, or watch the whole webinar here. So I'm giving teasers to move people forward to getting into your sales funnel. So that's another way I do the traffic. I almost to say it wrong, the traffic tactic. Those are kind of the 2 ways that I do it. The second one, again, is kind of for training the business owners to realize you have to add the value and the connection first, and then have a tease as to why they should go. If it's listed out, you're going to do bullet points of exactly what they're going to get from it and why they need it. And then if it is a video or a sampling from a podcast or a webinar, you're going to go ahead and give them a little taste of that and let them know they can go get the whole thing. So we're starting to drive traffic. I will also do this. This might be too much information in one video, but I will also do this where I will have somebody, like they have a podcast, for example, or a weekly webinar that they do, and I'll put a clip of that podcast or that webinar on their socials and go watch the whole thing, and send them to the link in the bio, send them to their profile page to go see the rest of the podcast episode. But next to the podcast episode, right below it, I have 50% off membership for the next 7 days, or whatever that is. So I've driven traffic to their profile, to their link in bio, to their webpage that has the information about what they are looking for, in this case, the podcast episode. And right next to it, I'm making them aware that there's this other thing. And often that gets way more traffic to the second thing because we start to see that there's a value in what they're offering and we didn't know they offered that. Where if you had just done a post that goes 50% off my membership this month, you probably would have gotten no interaction on that. So that's another way that we kind of leverage traffic driving. That's actually three ways. But the goal is to make sure that you first have the pain point identified. You really come at it from an emotional standpoint, and then you get very real about what you are going to give them, what the value is, the specifics, not the vague like we did in the pain point one. And then you're driving traffic to that free or paid item that you have offered in your link in bio or on your profile.